One of the key aims of a lot of people who get into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is sovereignty. So being the sovereign of your own wealth, ensuring self-custody and true ownership of it, and holding and owning your own assets rather than a third party, a centralized institution like a bank or a crypto exchange, who could all misuse your funds, simply take them from you, or go bankrupt. And if you are someone who lives in a country where you have no access to financial services, for example, there'll be even more benefits and it'll be even more transformative. But that's not the whole story. So please do like this video and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to offer more content for you. And let's look at the other side to this. Because on the other hand, you have the regulation that's coming into the crypto industry and the inevitable increase of centralization due to this, as governments and central banks seek to control it, make it much more visible and reduce privacy for users, make money from it through taxes, and try to create a set of rules and regulations that try to prevent illegal activity or fraud on these exchanges. And I personally believe it's only heading in that direction, with a large change in what people have been used to in the crypto space. You only have to look at what's just happened with Binance, the largest crypto exchange in the world, with it paying over $4 billion in fines or damages to settle its criminal charges. And with CZ, who's now stepped down as Binance's CEO, who's been one of the largest figures in the crypto space and advocates for the market and the crypto market for many who followed it and him over the years. People who I speak to tend to have quite strong opinions on whether they think increased regulation is ultimately a good thing and is needed for the crypto industry, or whether it's going against the whole idea of what crypto should actually be, and the governments, the central banks, the exchanges, etc., that are trying to control it should be fought. And we can see these divided opinions around the world, even through politicians who sit on both sides of this argument, with some, like US Senator Elizabeth Warren, who you can see pictured here, who has frequently highlighted the dangers of crypto and talked about the need to regulate and control it, as you can see here. And also Janet Yellen, Secretary of the United States Treasury, to name only two people in this video. And you can see some of the headlines here, again, being in favor of increased regulation, power and control of the cryptocurrency market. But there are others, like Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has publicly stated his support for Bitcoin and crypto on a few occasions, and has even confirmed that he did hold some BTC. And Senator Cynthia Lummis, who's criticised the SEC and lawmakers in the USA for its lack of clarity and attacks on the crypto market, with some of her comments making a lot of sense in my opinion. But if we're looking at this impartially and trying to form a balanced view between privacy and sovereignty versus increased regulation and centralization, in my opinion, this increased centralization has both some advantages and disadvantages. So as an investor like you or I, it's a difficult balance between trying to remain truly sovereign of your own funds, keeping this safe and keeping it private, but on the other hand, maximizing the returns you get in crypto. Because with inevitably more retail and institutional investment into the market, which I believe is what's needed at this stage for it to reach another level, the more the crypto industry and prices will inevitably grow. For example, through the Bitcoin spot ETFs being accepted. And we're talking about trillions of dollars coming into the market over time. And if you are hodling crypto, there's the understanding that you'll have to pay tax, like capital gains tax on it, if you sell it for a profit during the next bull market, which you'd have to do now anyway, depending on where you are in the world. And I saw this recently, which I thought was quite reflective of many people's feelings about tax, with a fine being a tax for doing something wrong, fairly obviously, and a tax is a fine for doing something well. So you've worked hard, you've probably paid money to educate yourself properly on crypto in this case, or you've worked hard in your business or your job for many years, and you're then essentially taxed for doing well rather than fined for doing something wrong. So where do you stand on this? Because everyone is different. Are you more focused on and interested in sovereignty and privacy, or are you looking more at maximizing your returns in the long term and accepting the downsides to this in centralization? Because it will be very difficult to ensure both. And I personally believe, and you'll know this if you followed the channel for a while, that we should be adopting more of a long-term approach to crypto investment, given the huge potential of the cryptocurrency industry. Because a lot of the most successful investors have done this with the portfolios they've built up over time, and they've known the huge importance of educating themselves financially. Do you think, for example, that if you bought one BTC or half a BTC, that if you held it for 5, 10, 15 years, that ultimately it wouldn't matter? But I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Are your priorities more in being sovereign of your own assets, in privacy and securing them? Or are you in favor of increased regulation and centralization with a view to growing the crypto market in as large a way as possible and therefore maximizing your profit? And if you're interested in more of a tailored approach to your crypto education, and you think you'd benefit from having someone look over your shoulder and guide you on your journey, I do offer one-to-one coaching to those who have the desire and the means to educate themselves. And there are links in the description where you can message me and book in a free video call to see if we'd be a fit. And if you found this content interesting, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.